Okay, so this tutorial video is for web designers and illustrators, people who use Adobe Illustrator and even Photoshop, but I mainly work lately in Illustrator. Again, you can go to michaelryan.com/shop. Feel free to download some free WordPress themes that I have there. Again, michaelryan.com/shop. All right, enough talking. Let's jump into the tutorial. Going into Adobe Illustrator. I already have it open, but let us zoom out and zoom back in. So this is the PDF that I've been working on. As you can see, these are some of the iterations over here to the right. Didn't quite make the cut, but this is where I started with my sketches, and I started here with some of my user stories and how I wanted to lay things out, and it ended up being this design. Took a little while of working, figuring out how I wanted to lay it out, and this design won. This tutorial is going to show us how to create these flags here. Alrighty, so let us go to some empty space and start it off. So first, let us place our typography, and currently my favorite font is Helvetica New, actually, Helvetica New. So Michael Ryan is going to be my banner, and the reason why I like Helvetica New, it is so clean. It's very nice, and it works very well with some of the style that I've bought into. The less is more style, the Dieter Rams 10 principles of design. This is something I think that Helvetica helps me accomplish. Alrighty, so now we have our typography. Now let us create our box around it. We want a large box here. There we go. Not quite black, so I'll select it, and dark gray. Dark gray is good, and the reason why is because it is a drop down flag. The information is going to be below our quote unquote wings. Alright, so right now the box is sitting over our fonts, or my typography. The way we can change that is command left bracket. There we go. Command left bracket. Alright, to make sure that everything lines up, I'm going to select both my font as well as, my typography as well as my box. Then I'll select just my box, so they're still both selected, but my box is extra selected, if you will. And I'll go to Align Objects, which is in our Align option, and select Horizontal Align and Vertical Align Center. As you can see, it is now centered perfectly. I will Command G, which groups them. So now this is one group. Alright, now let us keep zooming out. Let us make our wings. Our wings are going to be lighter because our wings are forward. If you think about it, more light is going to hit our wings, so we want it to be lighter. Alright, let's make our wings. So our wings are going to be kind of a rectangle type shape here. I think that'll do. It's kind of a big wing. I'm going to shorten this a tad. There we go, a little bit. And in order to make the notch in our wings, we need a triangle. It's a triangle right here. In order to do that, we will click once on our artboard, and we'll get this option here. And this star option allows us to change the number of points within our star. We only want a 3-point star. 3-point star is a triangle. So click OK. There it is. Let's make it white so we can see it, and then rotate it. I held down Shift in order that it rotated within, I think, 45 degrees is the, yes, 45 degrees, and I wanted it straight right there. Now let us make it larger. Fits perfectly right over. Let's see, make sure all ends are perfect. There we go. See if this end is perfect. It is. Zoom out. Now let us select both the triangle as well as the box. Now let's select once the box. You see the extra highlight or extra selection around the box. go to Pathfinder. Under the Pathfinder option, let us select, the minus front. Minus front, and there's our notch. We have our notch right there. Now let us make our drop shadow. Our drop shadow requires another triangle. Currently, the triangle is already selected, so all I have to do is pull out, and there it is. There's my triangle. I hold down Shift, and as you can see, it makes it sit perfectly, and it's not sitting sideways, Texas, but sitting perfectly. There we go. And I want it darker because it is a drop shadow, and I will rotate it here, right there, and drop it behind. There it is. There's our drop shadow. It's a little large, so I'm going to make it smaller. Much better. Make it a little smaller. There we go. I think I like that. And nice. And I will group these. Command G again. I will copy. Command C. Oops, excuse me. Got selected. Command C. Then paste. Command V. There it is. And then I will right click, go to transform, and reflect. I want a 90-degree reflection, actually a negative 90-degree. As you can see, it flips the other way. And I can place it on the opposite side of my flag. I want it perfectly at the corners. Slide it down right there at the corners. There we go. And I want this one perfectly at the corners. And if these aren't lined up perfectly, I can again just select them. I'll select this one because I think that one's the most perfectly aligned, and I will center align it, as well as, I think that's all I needed. And move this one over just a tad. There we go. Now we're good to go. Uh-oh, I think we have a line here. I think my triangle went too far. Let's see, how can we erase? Is this gonna work? It does. Very nice. I've never used this tool before. Interesting. So we can erase this little extra piece here. I won't be too OCD about it, even though it's driving me nuts because of these corners, and I've never done this before. But I erase this line. Yep. There we go. About as perfect as we can get it with the amount of speed that we're putting into this design. Alright, now we have a very elongated flag. And now, okay, yeah, this is going to annoy me. I'm going to zoom in here because this is not lined up exactly. Sorry about that. That would annoy me throughout the video. Much better. I think so. We'll run with it. I'll be here all day. Alrighty. Now let us make this flag more of a flag. Flags, what do they do in the wind? They wave. So we are going to Command G, make this thing an entire group. Then we'll go to Effects, go down to Warp, and then under the Warp option there's Flag. There we go. Added a horizontal negative 25% bend in it, and that's how I want it. I wanted 25. I've done this before, so negative 25 is the option that I want. And there we have it. We have our flag. Nice. So again, hopefully this video, me sharing some of this information, was helpful and allow you to start on some designs and maybe create some flags on your own. And you can put flags in your pictures or share flags with your friends that say I love you. Go flag crazy. But hopefully this was helpful and you can use it in your designs. And again, if you have any questions, feel free to comment, or if you would like to see a tutorial on something that I may have designed and you have a question, and I would love to share. I'm excited about sharing, so feel free to ask. Also, if you want to talk about some of my design ideas, I think I love that even more. Talking about design ideas and some of the things that I think are good designs, or some of my inspirations, which are in industrial design as well as in architecture. Feel free to ask about that as well, and I'll probably end up making a tutorial anyway. But hopefully all is well on y'all's end, and I'll keep on creating. Alrighty, peace.